This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, in today's session, we're going to discuss about the functional tools functions. Okay, most of the functions are used in decorators. We have so many functions like partial method, LRE catch, reduce, wraps, single dispatch method, catch property, total ordering, update wrapper, and then wraps compared to key. Okay, in the functional tools, we have various functions. We have seen so many functions the previous session itself. Today, we're going to discuss the compare to key function. It comes under the functional module. Okay, now, for example, if you want to sort a set of numbers, sort a list of numbers, use sorted function, and then you will sort the value in ascending order. Okay, the same thing using compare to key. I'm going to compare the key one by one, and then I'm going to sort the values. Mostly, this compare to key function is a callable function, as well as you can use in the sort function as well as max function as well as min function. You can use this compare to key. Max function, min function, as well as you can use compare to key. Okay, now just take about the sorted function. In sorted function, we'll pass three values. One is iterable variable, another one is key, third one argument is reverse. I'm saying that in sorted function, it's going to accept three arguments. One is iterable argument, another one is key, third one is reverse. Okay. Now, if you take inner sorted function, this last two argument is optional. The last two argument is optional. For example, I can give only an iterable variable. Okay, whatever iterable variable can give. Okay, I'm going to give list. I'm going to give list 1, 4, 8, and then 5. If you run this script, it's going to give the sorted values. It's going to give the sorted values. If you print this value, it's going to give the sorted values. Okay, it's going to give the sorted values for you, like 1, 4, 5, and 8. Now, this sorted function really accepts your three arguments. One is iterable argument, another one is key, third one is reverse. If you want to sort in descending order, you want to make reverse equal to true. It will give in the descending order. Okay. Like this, you can use a sorted function. Out of these three arguments, the last two argument is optional argument. You can provide only the iterable variable. Okay. Now, we're going to use this sorted function, and then we're going to pass here key. We're going to compare the keys. We're going to compare the keys. Again, I'm going to pass that is a key. Using functional tools, we have one more function called compare to key function. Using compare to key function, you're going to compare the values of the key, and then if you use compare to key function, it's going to give three values: 1, -1, and 0. Okay, if both keys are same, it's going to give 0. Okay, if first key is greater than second key, it's going to give 1. If first key is lesser than second key, it's going to give -1. Okay, I'm going to compare the keys, and then I'm going to sort based on keys. Sort based on keys I'm going to sort. This is how compare to key function works. Okay, the compare to key function you can use in the sorted function, as well as you can use the max function, as well as you can use in the minimum function. Okay, now if you take Python 2 version, they have used one CMP. CMP is nothing but a comparison. In Python 2 version, they used sorry, in Python 2 version they used CMP for comparing the keys. Later in Python 3 version, what they did, they removed this CMP function. They used CMP by key. CMP by key means comparison by key. Okay, I'm going to compare based on keys. After comparing the keys, I'm going to sort it out. So I'm going to sort the values. Okay, now in Python 3 version, the above CMP function. I mentioned the CMP function, right? It's deprecated, and then they have used CMP by key. In Python 3.0 version, they're using CMP by key. Okay, it's going to sort the values based on key. It's going to give three values: +1, -1, 0. Both keys are same. It's going to give 0. If first key is greater than second key, it's going to give +1. If first key is lesser than second key, it's going to give -1. Okay, this is how compare to key function is used. The compare to key function works on the functional tool modules. The compare to key function, this compare to key function, it's going to use as a key. It's going to use a key to compare the elements. To compare the elements based on the key, it's going to compare the elements, as well as it's one of the built-in functional tool module. From the functional tool module, going to use a compare key function. And then I already said to you that this compare to key I can use in three functions. Okay, I can able to use in three functions. One is min function, max function. Another one is sorted function. As well as this compare to key function. In the compare to function, whatever argument is you are passing, right, that is going to be a callable argument. Callable arguments similar to decorators. Decorator, what we will do? Decorators, what we will do? We will pass one function as an argument to another function. Okay, same thing, you can pass one function to this compare to key function. Yeah, this function is going to be a callable function. And then simple terms I can say, it's going to this compare to going to return a special key that is going to compare the elements. Going to compare the elements. Now, the water function you are passing, right? That is going to be a callable function. We can able to call this function. This is how compare to key works. The compare to key function, we're going to compare with each other element in the list. See, we have the elements, right? 1, 4, and 8, 5. Like this is going to cover 1 with 4, 1 with 8, and 1 with 5. Like this is going to compare with other elements of the list until a sort list is obtained. Until sorting is obtained, it's going to keep on comparing the elements one by one. It's going to take 1 and 4. Again it's going to take 1 and 8. Like this is going to compare the each element from the list, and then the key is going to give like three values. I already said, right? -1, 0, 0, and then +1. Okay, okay. Like this is going to compare until some sorted list is obtained. Okay, as well as this compare to key function is going to return only a key after comparing the elements. After comparing the elements, is going to return a key. And as well as this compare to key is eventually going to help in sorted function to arrange the elements in the ascending order. To arrange the elements in the ascending order. Now I am going to take one simple example. Going to have some list of numbers. The list of numbers are going to use a sorted function. In the sorted function, I am going to use a compare to key function. That function is a callable function actually, because we're going to pass one function as an argument to that compare to key function, though you can say it's like one kind of decorators. Now I'm going to use one module called what module? Functional tool module. Functional tool modules. Now I'm going to implement compare key function. Okay, if my CMP is a function name actually, I'm going to take two values. Like I'm going to take x comma y. And I want to compare two values, right? I want to compare two values. That's why I'm taking x and y, and then I'm going to have one print statement here, comparing. Comparing, you can mention like comma x comma, can use and I want to compare two values, right? I'm going to put comparing x and y. It's going to print in the console. After that, I'm going to have one if condition. If x greater than y, what value it has to return? It has to return 1. Next, elif If x value is less than y, it has to return what value? Minus 1. If both values are same, what it has to return? It has to return 0. I can put in else block. Else return 0. If both values are same, it's going to return 0. If x is less than y, it has to return minus 1. If x is greater than y, it has to return plus 1. Okay. Now, what I going to do? Import function. Sorry, from functional tools, I going to import compare by key. Compare to key. Sorry, compare to key. Okay. Now, I'm going to have some list of numbers. You can see here. I'm going to have some list of numbers. List underscore 1 equal to some 5 comma 6 comma and then 1 and then 4 9 and then 7. I want to sort these numbers. Okay, for this already you will be aware that you have to use sorted function. In sorted function you have to pass three arguments. One is iterable argument. The iterable argument nothing but a list underscore 1, and then you have to pass key. This key you have to use the compare to key function. Compare to key function. In the compare to key function, I'm going to pass this function as an argument. You're going to see. First argument I want to pass iterable variable. The iterable variable is called list underscore 1, comma. Second argument I want to pass key, right? Second argument I want to pass key. Okay, I'm going to from functional tools. I imported this compare to key function. In this compare to key function, I want to pass one more function as an argument. That argument is going to be a callable function. Actually, it's going to be a callable function. My compare. That's it. I have to pass my compare. What will happen from the list underscore 1? It is going this from the list underscore 1. It's going to take two values. It's going to take two values. Okay, because you can see here you can see the topmost the my comparison. You are passing as an argument to compare to key function. Okay, now this my comparison method will going to accept two values, x and y values, because it's going to take like x value as 6, y value as 5. X value is 6, y value is 5. Okay, if you are not able to understand, you can try to debug your code to understand the functionality. Okay, just click on debug. Okay, now if I want to go inside the function, of my comparison, you have to use step into. You want to use step into. Okay, hold a minute. Sorted function expected one argument, but you got two. Okay, wait, hold a minute. Just I will try to run the script. Sorted list, it's going to accept only one argument, but I passed two. Yeah, I passed list only, list underscore 1, and then compare to key. I'm passing function as an argument, my compare. What's the problem in this? List underscore 1, compare to key. Okay, hold a minute. Key equal to compare to key. Yeah, now it's comparing the value. You can see in the first iteration. In the first iteration, you have to pass. It took x value 6. X value is 6, and then y value is 5, and then it's checking 6 greater than 5. The condition is satisfied. It's going to return 1. It's going to return 1. Now, yeah, now x took 7, x took 6, and then y took 5, right? Now it's going to return 1. Okay, now you have to swap like this. Now initial, the array list is, sorry, initial list is like this. Now you are checking what the value is. X value is 6. You see in the comparison, okay, first iteration x equal to 6 and then y equal to 5. Okay, now we are checking 6 greater than 5. 6 greater than 5 is going to return 1 as a value. Okay, then no need of swapping. No need of swapping. Okay, because condition is satisfied, right? 6 greater than 5, it's going to return 1. If you are getting -1, then only you have to swap the value. Then only you have to swap the value. Okay, now you see second iteration, x value is 1, because next iteration what will happen? X will come as 1, y value will come as 6. You can see x value will come as 1 and second iteration y will come as 6. Now if you apply the condition, x value is going to 1 greater than 6, the condition is satisfied, then you will come to the elif block and then you are going to use 1 less than 6, and then this condition satisfied is going to give -1. -1, then you have to swap the values. This is how the particular value gets swapped. After swapping all these values, okay, now you can see it's coming in the sorting order. Now it's coming in the sorting order. You might have a question, why we need to compare to use a key. Okay, what I'm trying to do, I'm comparing like the keys. I'm giving 5 and 6. For 5 and 6, I'm checking the value. If I'm getting both are the same, then no swapping will happen. Okay, and then if x value is greater, sorry, if x value is greater than y, if x value is greater than y, it's actually coming in ascending order, right? Then okay, so I made a mistake over here. Then we have to do swapping. Then we have to do the swapping. If x value is less than y, then you should not do swapping. Okay, as well as the third argument you can pass. Third argument is going to be reverse equal to true. If you want to print in the descending order, you can print reverse equal to true. If you are not providing this argument, it's going to give in the ascending order. You can see it's coming in the ascending order 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. If x is greater than y, then you have to swap the value. If x is less than y, you should not swap the value. Okay, based on the key we are comparing. After getting these values, we're going to sort the values based on your plus and -1 and 0. This is how you can use the compare to key. The compare to key you can use in the max function as well as in the min function. Okay, now I'm going to try with the max function. I want to get the max value. Use max function. In the max function you can pass variable or arguments, and then you can pass the key. Okay, now what I'm going to do in the max function, I'm going to pass the first argument is list underscore 1 iterable variable, comma, and then key I'm going to pass. The key I'm going to use compare to key, because under functional rules I have compare to key function. In the compare to key function, I'm going to pass this function name. This function name. Now what happens? It's going to compare all the values. Okay, it's going to compare all the values and then it's going to arrange in ascending order. From the ascending order, I'm going to get the max value. I'm going to get the max value. You can see here. The max value is going to be 9. Out of these numbers, max value is going to be 9. As well as you can use compare to key in the min function as well. And then you can use min. And then you can be able to see a key here, right? You can compare the values based on key, and then you can find the minimum value of the element. Min, you can pass some iteral variable, and then key I'm going to pass. The key I want to pass is compare to key. The compare to key, I want to pass. I want to pass my compare function. I have my compare. Okay, based on the values, going to compare, and then it's going to swap the values. After swapping all the values, it's going to come in the ascending order fashion. From the ascending order fashion, I'm going to get the min value. It's going to give 1. 1 is the minimum value from the list. This is how you can use the compare to key to compare the values. Compare the values one by one. After comparing the values, you have to swap those values, swap the element position based on the key. Swap the element position based on the key. Okay. Now we're going to see the next function. Next function is going to be the update wrapper. In the update wrapper function, what I'm going to do is we are going to update the metadata of the wrapper function. It's going to look like a wrapped function. Okay. See here, I'm going to have one parent function, and then I'm going to have one wrapper function. Okay. I'm going to update the metadata from the wrapper function to the parent function. It makes a wrapper function to better look like a wrapper function. In case of partial function, update wrapper will update the partial and name to match the parent function. What they're trying to say here is they have one parent function, and then they have one more function. It's nothing but a partial function. Okay, the partial function, what it has to do, what are document commands and name of function is appear in the parent function, right? The same thing should apply for the partial function as well. For your understanding, I'm saying here that I will take a notepad. I want parent function. Keep the parent function name as parent. I have some documents commands. You can say document commands. You can use triple quotes. Okay. This is my parent function. This is my parent function. This parent function is going to take two arguments, a and b, and then it's going to return some value. Okay, it's going to return some 25, and then I'm going to create a partial. I'm going to create a partial function for this. How to create a partial function? Take some variable, use partial, and then pass a function as an argument, parent. Okay, parent, and then give some b value equal to 3, because I know b value is going to static, but here is going to change. Okay, now in that z, I'm going to give some documentation commands for my partial object. Okay, this is my parent object. This is going to be my partial object. Partial object. Okay, I'm going to give some value. In commands, I'm going to give some value. You can use for documents, you can use triple quotes, and then this is my partial object. This is my partial object. Okay, if someone calls z dot doc, it has to return the, this is my parent. It should not return this documentation commands. It should not return this document commands. It should return this. This is my parent. It has to return. If someone is giving z dot name, it has to give parent name, because function name is parent, right? It has to give function name is parent. It should not give partial object name. It should not give partial object name. It should give only parent name. Then what you have to do, you have to use function called update wrapper function. Whatever you are appear in the parent, right, that will be applied to this partial function as well. Okay, because from the parent function only getting some partial function. Okay, whatever document comments are given over here, that metadata should be applied for the partial object as well. I should not give some other thing, like because I partial object I given some other document commands. You should not give the same thing. You should give the parent for the partial object as well. That's why we are using the update wrapper. Update wrapper is going to update the metadata from the parent to partial object. It's going to match the parent function. What are the metadata is going to update in the sense? It's going to update the documentation commands as well as name of function is going to update. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one class, sorry, not class, py file, where I can create, inside the decorators, I'm going to create decorator underscore 17, I can keep decorator underscore, decorator underscore 17. Hold a minute. I have used functional tools here. Let's check on this. Where is functional tools? Yeah, here I have functional tools. In the functional tools, I can create py file. In the py file, I can use update wrapper. This update wrapper, I have to get from the functional tools. I can import this update wrapper. Okay. Now I'm going to have one parent function. I'm going to have command like this. It's going to be a parent function. In the parent function, I'm going to calculate the power. To calculate the power. Power means 2 to the power of 2 will be 4, right? I'm going to calculate some power. The power argument, it's going to accept two arguments, right? One is base, another one is power. Okay. You can give a comma b, and then you can give some documentation commands. How to give documentation commands? You can use triple quotes. You can give a to the power of b, a to the power of b. Okay, a is a base, b is the power. That's why given a is the power of b. Okay, this is going to be the documentation commands for this parent function. Now I'm going to calculate the power. Return a. One calculate power, we want to use two aspects. Okay, a, if you use single asterisk, it will be a multiplication. If you use multiple asterisks, it's going to be power. Now I calculate the power. It's going to be parent function. Now for this parent function, I'm going to use a partial function. Okay, I'm going to get partial function. We can say it's a partial object as well. Partial function. Partial function where you can get from the functional tools. You can get the partial function. Okay, partial. Now I'm going to create some partial function. I'm going to have some power of underscore one. It's instance name. Okay, you can say it's a variable name. You can say it's a variable name, and then I can use partial. I can use partial. In the partial, what you have to do? You have to pass this function as an argument to this partial function. Okay, it's like similar to like a decorators, and then I'm going to pass. I know only a value. Okay, I know the a value. Yeah, I know only b value. Okay, I can keep b value equal to 3. I don't know a value. What a value is going to come, because a is a base, right? Sometimes 2 will come. Sometimes base a 3 will come, 4 or 5. I don't know what kind of value is going to come. That's why creating some partial object. After creating a partial object, I'm going to set some documentation commands for this partial object. Okay, how to set underscore 1. You can use underscore documentation. Okay, it's kind of magic. Okay, magic function. Now I'm going to assign some commands. The commands are going to keep a to the power of 3, because I don't know a value, right? I don't know the a value. I don't know the base. A is the base, right? I don't know the a value. A to the power of 3. This is the document commands I'm giving here, and then I'm going to keep like the function name. The function name is I'm going to keep it as 1. Okay, like you can keep the function name. I can keep dot name. Sorry, Where I'm missing dot. Yeah, where is the name? It's not showing name. Just to say some name, right? Name. Okay, let it be. Ah, it's giving name. The name I'm going to keep function. Actually, what function name? Power. But for my partial function, sorry, for my partial function, I'm creating it as power underscore one function. Externally, I am mentioning the name as power underscore one function is my function name. Okay. Now, if I print this values, if I print the values, what I will get? Name of power one is comma. If I call this thing, what will happen? I have to get parent name. I have to get the parent name, but it will produce the result as power one dot function. Okay, it's giving the partial object function name, but I am looking for the parent function name. Okay, this is where you have to use the update wrapper. If you use update wrapper, whatever the metadata you have in the parent function, the document commands as well as method name, it will be updated to the partial function. That's the use of update wrapper. If you run the script, you can see it's returning which name? Partial object function name returning power one dot function. You can see name of power one is power one function, but actually it has written parent name. At the time, what you have to do, you have to use this update wrapper function. Okay, now you see here, I'm going to use the update wrapper function. In the update wrapper function, I'm going to pass partial object. I'm going to pass partial object name, comma, parent name, parent name. Now what will happen? It will try to update the metadata, what our parent having metadata, like document commands as well as method name. It is going to update to your partial function. If you run the script, you can see what it's printing. Name of power one is, it's printing the parent function name. Now it's trying to update the metadata from the parent function to partial function. What are the method name you have? That's trying to give it in the console. That is the use of update wrapper. Now, if I print this documentation commands, what will happen? Print document of power underscore one is comma power underscore one dot. If I give doc, whether I will get this value or this value, whether I will get a to the power of 3 or whether I will get a to the power of b. If I run this script, it's going to return your parent function because the update wrapper is trying to update whatever the parent function has having documents, right? The same thing is going to update in the partial function as well. Even though you call partial function name dot doc, it's going to give a to the power of b. A to the power of b. You can see here is giving a to the power of b. This is the use of update wrapper. You are updating what a parent having properties, that properties you are updating to your partial function. Partial function. Okay. If you want to do the power calculation, you can do. It's very simple. Print. You want to call that power underscore one. Okay, and then you have to supply a value somewhat to Now it's going to calculate. Already supplied b equal to 3. 2 to the power of 3 will be 8. Okay. Now after creating a partial object, now this is going to be your function name. Okay. In the function name, I'm passing a value equal to 2 because it's a partial object. The a value is going to keep on changing. The b value is going to be constant. That's why I created a partial object. You can say pass 3, you will get 27. This is the use of update wrapper. Now next functional tool function going to see, that is nothing but a total ordering. For example, you going to do some comparison, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. You have so many rich comparison ordering methods, right? You can see here, equal to, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. We have so many of rich comparison ordering methods are there. If you want to compare the two values, you want to implement all these methods in your classes. Okay, if you mention all these methods in your classes, it might be a tedious work for you, as well as it unnecessarily what you have to do. You want to supply the all the methods, right? You have to mention less than method and less than equal to method, greater than method and greater than equal to method. You want to supply all the methods. It's going to be a tedious work for you, as well as, and it's very redundant, as well. It's very redundant for you. Okay, okay, in order to solve this problem, okay, I can go for the total ordering. What I'm trying to say here is, I don't want to implement all these methods in my class. I can use any of the two methods. With the help of two methods, I can achieve all the functionality. For my I'm going to take only two methods. I'm going to take greater than and then equal to. Based on these two methods, I can achieve all the functionalities. That's the use of total ordering function. Okay, it's going to save your work. Actually, save your work in the sense, no need to implement all these methods and then you don't want to pass all the values. Okay, it's going to save your time. As no, not need to save your time, it's going to save your coding effort. Okay, no need to implement all of the rich comparison methods. However, if you try to implement all these methods, it's going to be a tedious work for you, as well as it's like redundant. Redundant means same things you are doing again and again. No need to do all these things. I'm going to take only equals method as well as greater than method. With the help of total ordering, I'm going to fill all the remaining methods. Okay, I hope you'll be difficult for you to understand. Once you start doing the implementation, then you can able to understand. Okay, now I'm going to create one more py file. That is nothing but here total ordering, new py file. The py file name you can keep total ordering. What I going to do, I just going to compare the values, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. You can use functional tools. From functional tools, I'm going to import total ordering. Now I'm going to have one class compare numbers. Class name I'm going to keep compare numbers. In that I'm going to have one constructor. You know already how to introduce constructor. Just introduce constructor. The first argument is going to be a self. Self is nothing but your class instance. Okay, you can say it's a current. So you can say it's a current class instance. Current class instance, and then I'm going to pass one additional parameter. It's called value. It's called value. Now I'm going to initialize my variable. That variable I'm going to keep same value going to keep. Okay, self dot value equal to value. See, you can give x and y. Okay, it's not a problem. It's a variable name actually. Okay, what are the parameter passed, right? And parameter is substituting to this value. What are the values substituting one for this value? That value will be assigned to this variable x. That value will be assigned to the variable x. I'm going to keep value. You can keep X, Y are no issues. Now I introduce the constructor. Now I'm going to implement all the magic methods. Under the magic methods, we have so many rich comparison methods. What are the rich comparison methods? Equal to, greater than, less than, equal to. All are called the rich comparison methods. I'm going to implement my magic method equals. In that first will be nothing but yourself. No need to pass any argument for yourself. Only for other you have to pass some arguments. Just use for other what I can do. I can change like new value self dot. Okay, what I can do? I can do return the value. Return self dot for this variable self dot variable value, sorry, value variable. I'm going to assign a value self dot both are equal. Whatever you are passed value to constructor, it will be where value is variable. The value will be assigned in memory. I'm going to take that value and then I'm going to compare with my new value. Both value are same. If both value are same, it's going to give somewhat 0. Okay. Now I'm going to implement one more method, which comparison method, that's called greater. GT. GT means greater than. And then I'm going to supply new value as an argument, and then what I'm going to use return self dot in the constructor initially some value, right? Value equal to double equal to new of value. Reformat the file. Okay. Okay, for greater than what you have to use? For greater than, you have to use greater than symbol. For equal to, you have to use double equal to. For greater than, you have to use greater than. Greater than equal to means you have to greater than double equal to use. Okay. See, there are various methods we have. Equals, greater than equal to. You can see here. Greater than equal to. It's here, right? T greater than equal to. Less than equal to. Instead of defining all those rich comparison methods, I used only 2 rich comparison methods. From these 2 rich comparison methods, what I'm going to do, I'm going to compute all the comparisons. I can even perform greater than equal comparison. I can perform less than. I can perform less than or equal to. With the help of these 2 functions, I can do. Okay, directly you can't achieve. With the help of total ordering decorator, you can able to achieve less than or equal to function as well as greater than equal to function. Okay, everything can achieve with the help of total ordering decorator. Now, okay, I implemented everything. Now, I'm going to compare the numbers. Let's see. And double quotes. What I'm going to do? I'm going to take 2 values. 6 greater than 3. 6 greater than 3. Okay. Now, I want to create a constructor. Yeah, I have created a constructor here. Def of init, I created a constructor. Now, I want to create an object. How to create object? How to create object? How to create an object? You have a class. How to create object? Class name. You will pass like this. Somewhat instance m equal to. You pass some value. Because in constructor you have to pass value, somewhat value you have to pass, right? I'm going to pass values 3. Same thing. I'm doing it here. I'm going to create an object, and then I'm going to pass a value of 6, and then I'm going to use greater than symbol. Again, I'm going to use the create another object. I'm going to give 3. Now I have two objects, compare number of 6 and compare number of 3. I want to compare these two objects. One value is assigned to 6, right? Value is assigned is 6. Another one is assigned as 3. Now if you call the greater symbol, it's going to call your magic methods. In the magic methods, you have greater than symbol. Now if you print the value, it's going to return true. If 6 is greater than 3, it's going to give true. Otherwise, it's going to give false. Okay, why it's happening here? Type error. Why it's showing type error? What is happening? Why it's showing type error? Why it's showing type error? Okay. It's not a begin instance of int and compare numbers. Okay. What I can do for this? Okay, we'll try in this way. For this class, I am using my decorator that is called total ordering decorator. Let's check on this. It's doing comparison or not? Yeah, it's doing comparison. Okay, normally without total ordering, what will happen? Decorator, you can't able to compare the values. It's throwing like greater than is not supported because instance of int and compare numbers. Okay, because it's not recognizing this magic method. So what I'm going to do is for this class I am using one decorator called total ordering. Okay, total ordering has various advantages. You can go to see now. Now I used 6 greater than 3. Okay, it's going to give the boolean values true. Boolean values true. Now if I go into compare, it's going to give, if both values are same, it's going to give true. Otherwise it's going to give false, because 6 is not equal to 3, right? 6 is not equal to 3. It's if you use double equal to, it's going to call this magic methods. If both values are not same, it's going to give false. Now can I able to perform less than? And I'm asking you, can I able to perform less than? Yeah, we can able to perform the less than, because we are using total ordering with the help of two rich functions, rich comparison functions. You can able to achieve all the functionality. That's what I said in the previously. With the help of total ordering decorators, you can achieve all the functionality greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, or with the help of two functions. If you implement all the functions, it will be a tedious work for you, as well as you want to implement all the magic methods. It's not actually feasible. Okay, at the time what you can use total ordering to implement all the things. You can see 6 less than 3, true or false? 6 less than 3, true or false? It's going to be false. Okay, if you want to use greater than equal to, you can use, because you might have a question. There is no greater than equal to symbol, only greater than is there. How it's doing? With the help of total ordering. With the help of total ordering. Okay, now run the script. It's going to give false only. 6 less than equal to 3. It's going to give false. Now we're going to change the value. We're going to try for greater than equal to. It's giving true, because it's true. But you might have question like why it's not greater than equal to is not there. If I use greater than equal to, then only it has to apply why it's happening. With the help of total ordering. Total ordering decorator will able to achieve this functionality. With the help of two rich comparison functions, I'm trying to achieve all the functions. See, greater than equal to, that's no function itself. For greater than equal to, I can able to achieve greater than equal to, greater than, less than. Okay, all kind of things can be achieved with the help of total ordering. It's going to implement those functions Even though if you are not defined here, it's going to call that function. That's the purpose of total ordering. Okay, that's what I said here is no need of implementing all the methods. It will be tiresome and unnecessary. Okay, you can just implement equals and greater than. With the help of equals and greater than, you can able to achieve all the remaining greater than equal to less than equal to you achieve. Next one, you're going to see catch property. Is going to last one, catch property. The catch property is a one decorator. Okay, it's going to keep your property values in the cache memory. If you are calling the value again, okay, it won't take from the variable. Okay, it's going to hold everything in memory. From the memory, it's going to you can able to read the value. From the memory, you can able to read the value. No need to take from the variable. Okay, you can take from the memory. Once you assign in the catch property decorator, whatever variable you assign to a function, that value will be assigned only once. If you're calling the same function again, that value will be taken from my catch memory. Okay, it's one of the decorator actually that's going to transform a class method into property whose value is calculated only once. That's what I mentioned here. Whose value is calculated only once, and they are cached as a normal attribute. Once it's cached, anytime you can able to read the value. Okay, it is going to improve our computation time. Okay, you're going to save your time as well. Okay, if you are reading the values again, it's going to computationally expensive. Computationally expensive. In the previous Python 2.0 version, they used two decorators. One is called at of catch, at of property. Okay. In Python 3.0, they simplified as catch property. Now I going to implement this catch property. This is going to be a last function. New. I'm going to name it as catch property. Now you already know from functional tools, you want to import the catch property. Catch property. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one class. In that class, I'm going to have like data set. Okay, the class I'm given as data set, and then I'm going to introduce a constructor. In the constructor, self is going to my I think better instance, and then I'm going to pass some numbers. Okay, I'm going to pass some list of numbers. So I have like sequence of numbers. Okay, I'm going to mention it as sequence of numbers. I'm going to pass list in my constructor. Now you can keep self dot. I'm going to give some variable name. Okay, I'm going to give some variable name equal to data. Okay, you can keep like this. Data. You can keep any variable name, but what are the value assigned to this argument, I'm going to supply to a variable of data, and then I'm going to have two functions. One to calculate the I can calculate the standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation. My function name is standard deviation. In the standard deviation, I want to I don't need to pass any argument. It's nothing but a instance, current class instance, and then I'm going to use a return keyword. I'm going to perform the standard deviation. For this, you have to import one module called statistics module, because in data science we'll use this module, statistics module. From statistics module, you can able to find the standard deviation. What I can do from statics, I'm going to find the standard deviation, std. Okay, in the standard deviation, you want to pass one argument called data argument. Okay, the data argument I can pass self dot data. What are the entries of constructor? I'm going to pass a value. Okay, now I'm going to use a decorator. What decorator I'm going to use? catch property decorator I'm going to use. Okay, you might have question what's the need of catch property over here. Once you find, I'm going to pass some list of numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For list of numbers, I'm going to find the standard deviation. If you have passed this same value again, no need to do the computation again. From the catch will take the data. It going to reduce your computation time. That's a that's the beauty of catch property. Now I'm going to find variance. Now I'm going to what I'm going to do? Def. I'm going to have one variance method. No need to pass any argument for this method. I'm going to use return. From statistics, what I can do, I can find the variance. Okay, you can find the covariance, ovariance, and everything you can find. I'm going to find the variance. In that variance, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass variable. Variable is self underscore data. Okay, now I want to use a decorator, right? You can use a decorator. Decorator is called catch property. Now, what I'm going to do, though it's a class, for a class I want to create an object. How will you get object? How will you get object? Give some observations equal to class name, all the class name, and then you can call the constructor. If you use this bracket, what will happen? If you use this bracket, it's going to call your init constructor. In the constructor, what you have to do? You have to pass a sequence of numbers. Okay. Now, I'm going to pass some sequence of numbers. I'm going to pass some 78, 90, 45, 67, 23, 12, 100. Like this, you can pass some values. Now, whatever the values you pass, right, it will be assigned to a variable called self underscore data. Self underscore data. Okay, now how to call this method? Standard method. Very simple. We have a class instance, right? We have a class instance. I'm going to print obs dot method name is standard deviation. Method name is standard deviation. You can call like this. If you run this method, what happened? Yeah, there is some indentation issues there. You can see the space, right? There is some indentation issue is there in the decorator. That's why throwing some unindent does not match any other outer indentation level. If you get indentation error, you have to see whether you missed any space. Now it's going to compute the for standard deviation. What's value for this list of numbers? Are getting 33.587. 33.587. Now what I going to do? I going to print some values. Okay, new value. Okay, okay, new value. I can give like this for understanding old value. Now, if you run the script, it's going to print old value. It's 33.584. If I call the same method again, it's not giving the old value. See here, first time it's printing the old value. First time it's printing the old value. If I call the next time standard deviation, it's not calling this method actually. It's taking from the memory. That's the use of catch property. This value will be assigned to the cache memory, and then from the memory will take in the value. Now I can show one more difference. Print observation dot variance. And then I'm going to have one more print statement for here. It's one of the okay, calculate the variance. Calculate the variance. If you call this method, definitely it's going to do a computation and going to give the variance values 1127.904 for these numbers. Okay, if I call this variance one more time, it won't print this again, calculate the variance, because it's taking from the memory cache. Okay, This decorator are very important. If you are doing the same calculations, if you are taking the value, same value repeatedly, then you can use cache property. uh, Through the cache property you can take from the memory. You can save the time as well, computation time as well as it's not going to be a computation inexpensive because you are everything is stored in the cache memory. Okay, these are the various decorators. Today we have seen four functional tool functions. One is a catch property, another total ordering, update wrapper, and then compare to key. Okay, right now I am signing off this session.